In this video, I'm going to talk you through how you can create a coin that you can pick up, and every time you pick up the coin, it increases a coin value that is displayed on a user interface. First thing that I'm going to do is create a new scene object. So I'm going to click on the plus in the right hand side. I'm going to create a sprite as I always do. I'm going to change the object name from new sprite to coin, and then I'm going to create it with Pascal. For me, I'm just going to create a solid gold coin. Click save. I'm not going to add any behaviors to this object, and then I'm going to click apply. I can then drag my coins into my game. So I'm going to add 3 coins to my game. There we go. And when I preview it, at the moment, nothing will happen. I'll just pass through those coins. It's because I haven't added any functionality to them. I haven't programmed any interaction to take place. That is the next thing that I'm going to do. So now that I've got my coins in my scene, I'm going to go onto my untitled scene events. So I'm going to click on my event sheet, in other words. I've already got a line of code in here, which is fine. I'm going to leave that there, but I'm going to add a new event and a new condition underneath that pre-existing code. So to do that, I click add new event. And it's quite hard to see, but you can see that it's separated from the event above. So there's like a grey box up here and a grey box down here. In the second grey box, I'm going to click add condition. And I'm going to add a condition that checks to see if my player is colliding with a coin. So I'm going to select my player object. I'm going to select collision, and then I'm going to select my coin. So what I'm doing here is checking to see if my player is in collision with a coin. I'm then going to click OK. Then I'm going to click on add action, and I'm going to say that if my player collides with the coin, I want to delete the coin from the game. So here I'm going to select coin, and then I'm going to search for an action that is delete. So delete the object. I can then click OK. For now, I'm going to add a little bit more code in a moment, but for now, that's all the code I'm going to do. So again, I'm checking to see if the player is in collision with a coin. If the player does collide with a coin, I'm going to delete that coin. I can preview my game to make sure that that's working. So I'm going to go to one of these coins now, and I'm going to collide with it, interact with it, and the coin is deleted. I want to display how many coins I have collected in my game. So that is the next thing that I am going to add. To do that, I'm going to start off by creating a new layer that is going to represent the user interface. In other words, this black outline here, which connects to the camera, this is another layer. It's a user interface layer, so I can add text and all sorts of different stuff on there, and it will follow the camera. What I'm going to do first of all is click on this button here. It looks like 3 pieces of paper on top. It represents the layers within my game, within my scene. I'm going to add a new layer by clicking the plus button here. I'm going to call this layer UI. I'm going to click on this button here, and that means any new objects I add to my scene are going to be attached to this layer. When I finish adding my text, I'm going to make sure, and it's really important that I do that, I'm going to make sure that I go back to my base layer, select my base layer. But for now, I've got my UI selected. I'm going to create a new scene object, and this time I'm going to create a different scene object, which is going to be a text object. I'm going to give it an object name of coin holder, and I'm going to make the initial text within it 0. When I start the game, the player won't be holding any coins, so that is what this is saying. It's going to show 0 to represent that you've not picked up any coins. I'm then going to click apply, and I can drag over the object and put it in the top left hand corner there. If I preview my game now, I should see that as I move through the world, the 0 follows the camera. It's not being updated yet because I haven't programmed that in yet, but the 0 is following the camera. Perfect. Now I'm going to make it so that when I do interact with one of those coins, the value is updated, so it increases every time I pick up a coin. First thing that I'm going to do to add that feature is click on the 3 lines in the top left hand corner. This is going to open up a settings menu for my game. I'm going to select global variables, and I am going to add a new variable. This variable is going to be called coins, and initially I'm going to make it equal to 0. So it's going to keep track of how many coins I've picked up. I'm then going to click apply. I'm then going to go back into my event sheet, and I'm going to add an action underneath delete. So I'm going to go add action. This action is going to be an action that relates to a variable. So in the search box up here, I'm going to type in variable, and I'm going to change the variable value. So I'm going to select change variable value. The variable that I'm going to change is the coins variable, and I'm going to add 1 to it every time a player collides with a coin. So I'm going to say coins add 1. Click OK. I'm then going to update the text on the user interface so I can see how many coins I have collected. To do that, I'm going to click add action. This time it relates to the coin holder, so the text that I added to the user interface. I'm going to update the text, so I'm going to click text, and I'm going to set the text to the variable coins. So I'm going to type in coins, and I'm going to select coins here. It should show planet and then 1, 2, 3 coins. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to just make sure that's worked. There we go. Now I'm going to click OK, and it should all be working now. So I should be able to play my game, and when I interact with one of these coins, we should see the value increase, and it tracks how many of those coins I have collected.